Thinking about it, Voyager 1 has come back to life. It's hard to imagine. Voyager 1, which is 241 kilometers away from Earth, came back to life on April 18th this year, after going silent in November last year. This old guy, which has been working for nearly 47 years, has started working again. What exactly is going on? As early as November 14th last year, Voyager 1 suddenly malfunctioned. The data it sent back was no longer readable as before. These data, which originally contained scientific and engineering information, began to appear as intermittent, garbled text to scientists. At first, ground staff thought it was just a common malfunction, so they ordered it to restart the equipment. However, this did not solve the problem, considering that it could still receive data from interstellar space and was functioning normally in other aspects. Scientists carefully investigated and found that the root of the problem was in the Flight Data Subsystem, FDS. It is one of the 3 onboard computer systems on the spacecraft, mainly responsible for storing and processing all the data detected by the instruments on the spacecraft. The FDS packages the scientific and engineering data before sending it to Earth, so that ground staff can read the data. The garbled text situation clearly indicated a problem with the packaging. After 5 months of technical discussions, scientists finally confirmed that 3% of the memory chips in the FDS were damaged and could not be repaired. You in front of the screen might think of replacing the memory, but this is obviously impossible. First of all, Voyager 1 is already 241 kilometers away. Even using radio waves traveling at the speed of light, a round trip would take 2 days. With the current level of human technology, no spacecraft can catch up with it. Secondly, the memory it uses has long been obsolete. Although the memory technology from 50 years ago is not as advanced as it is now, it was the top technology at the time. It is composed of interlaced network lines and metal shields. Each intersection can be regarded as a memory unit, that is, a bit, which can store a 1 or a 0. By changing the direction of the current, the direction of the magnetic field is changed, thus determining whether a 1 or a 0 is stored here. It only has a total of 70 KB of memory. Now, our phone capacities are several gigabytes. So, even if we could catch up with Voyager 1, there is no memory to replace it. If you think this is not enough, NASA engineers knew that replacing the memory was impossible, so they rewrote the code, scattering the data in the faulty FDS memory and rearranging it, storing them in multiple locations in the memory. This might avoid the 3% damaged area. On April 18th, ground staff sent the patch to Voyager 1 through the Space Network. About a day later, it received the patch and rearranged the data. Then, after another day, it sent the data back to Earth. In the anxious wait of the ground staff, Voyager 1 finally came back to life. At this moment, the scientists were ecstatic. It's hard to imagine. Voyager 1, which has been working for 47 years, stood up again. In fact, it's not easy to think about it. You in front of the screen might have noticed that these staff members are relatively old. This is because Voyager 1 is really too old. Not only the staff, but also a batch of ground control equipment can be said to be antique-level relics. These are the devices that control Voyager 1. Maybe only they know how to control Voyager 1, and others don't know how to use them. But we must know that Voyager 1 will eventually lose contact completely one day. But NASA hopes this day comes as late as possible, because as Voyager 1 continues to fly, the interstellar space data it obtains becomes more and more valuable. If it can continue to travel in space, it will reach the theoretical Oort cloud in 300 years. It is expected to pass near Proxima Centauri in 73,000 years. No one knows where it will eventually go, but we hope it can travel endlessly to see the vast universe for us.